Yeah, it's a great question. It's one of those that I mean, to be honest, at this point, it's sort of we're waiting to see exactly what the fallout's going to be. But here's the one thing I'll say. People have been saying SEO is dead for 15 or 20 years. Every time something new comes out, voice search came out, SEO's dead. Mobile search came out, SEO's dead. Google crushes link building technologies, link building methodology that people use forever. SEO's dead. Let's face it, it's marketing. It's always been marketing. All right. SEO is just the faster way to get found in the marketing than people who didn't know SEO. But you still need to have understanding about what Google likes, what they don't like. You still have to have understanding about technology, technical SEO. Are things broken? Is the site fast? Are you loading too many plugins? So SEO just changes. Back when I started in '97 doing SEO, people, I mean, I said SEO, people didn't know what the hell I was talking about. And if I said search engine optimization, they looked at me like I was speaking a foreign language in '97. And nowadays it's become, very regular, very common. So I think AI is helping in certain ways. It's helping to develop and design faster. It's helping with idea generation. It's helping with idea creation. It's helping in the development of content, of product, of question and answers, many, many different ways to go about it. Google is definitely trying to, and their latest update does kind of crack down on scaling content, right? Going from a site that's had 50 pages for the last couple of years and has only been adding like 1 page a month, 2 pages a month, now all of a sudden gets 5,000 pages added to their website, like legit pages, not like from a rampant plugin or something, but somebody just created 1,000 pages using AI copy pasting. That's probably not going to be a good thing to do. Voice search has certainly helped as well, but voice search is it's just not a search. The difference is that voice search has taken on has really brought more into Google's eyes about intent-based search. As I mentioned, we tend to talk to our devices when we're doing voice search in fuller, more complete sentences, almost like we're talking to a friend who might know the topic, right? So we ask long-form questions, right? Like I mentioned earlier, where can I find the best slice of pepperoni pizza in the Tampa Bay area, right? Whereas if we were at the desktop back in the day, we'd just say pizza, pepperoni pizza in Lutz or in Tampa or whatever. You kind of had a much shorter version of that. So voice search is bringing about more questions. We're asking real world questions. And we've seen a shift in the development of content so that our headings a lot of times are questions that people are asking rather than being a headline, having it be more of the question, what's the best place to get pizza in Tampa, as opposed to best places for pizza in Tampa, right? Kind of turning it into the question and then answering the question below it. That can really help people find that kind of stuff. So AI is definitely going to be, I don't think it's going anywhere. Google is trying to crack down on people copying, pasting from the chat GPTs, the recently renamed Bard to Gemini, the Copilot with Bing and so on, which is kind of ChatGPT anyway, and all the other tools that are out there. They are looking for ways to better understand or better think they understand what's been AI generated versus what's human generated. But there's a couple of interesting things. I was just reading something today for a meetup I've got coming up later today that talked about. It asked the question. It was a response to a review left by Google, right? So one response was actually written by a human, written out, and the other one was completely written by AI. And it was like 58% to 42% chose the AI version of the reply to the review. So it was actually, it was kind of they didn't really take they didn't take anything away from it. It was more of like, go figure. And I think that's kind of where we're at right now. We're in that sort of, how is AI going to come into play within the SEO world? And what you're seeing happening really is that many of the tools out there, even Google is doing it. I mean, shit, I did a description for somebody on their Google business profile, and Google was like, write it from AI, and it's Google doing AI. So, other tools out there are doing AI titles or descriptions, or using AI to help write something or to, edit something. Facebook's doing it. I mean, everybody's building in AI into their tools or into their information base. So, I mean, it's helping with like chat bots, knowledge bots, that you can ask questions of. So I think it's going to take its place. We're still sort of figuring out how that plays in, kind of like we were figuring out how social media was going to find its way in. People said with social media came out that SEO was dead. No, it wasn't. It made it twice as hard, right? Now we have to deal with Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and and Instagram and Snapchat and X and all the other ones. And now all of a sudden, instead of just having a website, you have what I call a web presence, right? You're everywhere. It didn't end SEO, it just added to SEO. SEO is kind of I know some people use the term digital marketing, right? Or digital SEO, kind of encompassing everything. But a lot of people, and even me as well, I consider SEO getting found, right? It's about being found. Whether you're being found in Facebook or Twitter, X, Instagram, whether you're being found in paid ads on Google, on local ads, organic, whatever it is, right? The idea is companies like my agency, the goal is to drive traffic, generate sales, help you with your conversions, not just about ranking. Rankings don't matter. They don't. Conversions matter, right? If I can keep your rankings exactly the same, let's say you're getting 100 people a day to your website, but your conversions are at half a percentage. If your rankings don't change, but I can increase your conversions to like 2%, you're making 4 times the money you were making before, right? So it's not about rankings anymore. And again, it's really more about great content, great value, answering everything you can about your topic, your area of interest to your visitors, your potential customers or clients, making sure they can find it easily enough, making sure your site's fast and responsive and peppy and easy to read, ADA compliant, I mean, all of these things. But will AI and voice end SEO? No. It will just change what we have to focus on. It'll change, and that's continuous. I mean, the business I've been in is continuously been changing, like monthly. It feels like for years. Again, I'm in the business since '97. My God, it's forever ago. I'm a dinosaur. I've seen everything before Google. It was Alta Vista and I1 and Lycos and InfoSeek and you all looking at me like, what? These are all search engines back then that are or directory type listings that aren't around anymore, but things just change. And it's really more a question of how are we going to incorporate these things into SEO, into what we do to get you found, to get you ranked, to get you more conversions, to get people to stick around, to get Google to like what they see. And as we are seeing as well with Google, they are really moving more towards their EEAT, for experience, expertise, trust, and authority. Trust and authority, you pretty much are going to get from getting inbound links, people saying, yeah, we like what they have to say, go check them out. Expertise and experience is literally about what it sounds like. You have to be an expert in your industry or have spoken to somebody who's an expert in the industry that you've written about because you interviewed somebody or you know about it, or you have like physical use of a product. Like if you're doing a review for a product that you purchased because you've purchased it and used it, well, you have some experience with that product. So sure, you could go talk to the manufacturer of the product. They're going to have experience with it too, but you can also look at experience from the standpoint of, hey, I've physically been using it. I know what it's like. I know what the pros and cons are in my eyes. Here's what I'm having to say about it. So those things, though, they take time. So I guess being patient's a big thing with SEO as well. And we have to be patient right now with AI. We're waiting out on the latest announcement from Google about their most recent change to really hit a lot of the spammy kind of stuff, the mass scaling of content using things like AI, the purchasing of domains that we talked about earlier in this session that have been used before and recycling them. There's several other different things that we're seeing that Google is attempting to do to minimize the crappy content that's out there, the content that people aren't really working for, that are just gaming the system. And Google has gotten really, really good over the years at getting rid of the gamers who are manipulating results. And so that's the thing. If you wouldn't feel comfortable, I always say this question, if you wouldn't feel comfortable explaining what you're doing to get your rankings to a rep from Google, or you wouldn't want to tell a competitor what you're doing because you think you're giving away this kind of magic bullet, you're likely doing something you shouldn't be doing, right? If you ask yourself the question, hey, if search engines didn't exist, would I still do this thing I'm going to do? Would I still write this article? Would I still put out a press release? Would I still make this video? Right? If the engines didn't exist, but you were doing it for your users, then yeah, do it. Always do what makes sense for your users. Make your users happy, and your users will keep coming back. They'll tell other people about it, just like we do in the real world when you get referrals from people that you know, because you get a referral to somebody, or you give a referral because you trust the person that you're giving the referral from about. You feel that they're an expert in their industry. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't say to use them. So think about a referral in the real world and think about how that can kind of tie back to a website, how a website that has that same expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness is going to add value to the user that comes to it. That's what Google wants. That's their big thing. That's what you should be focusing on.
All right. You are, as always, a wealth of information. If I had a question for you, it would be, are you in the Guinness Book of World Records for continuously talking about SEO nonstop? But that could be a question.
Probably.
That will be a question for another week, because we need to go for this one. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out and asking questions. And we will see you on the next Ask Steve Anything.
Take care, everybody.
Have a good one.
Be good. Bye.